Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Fig Flip 2X. This is going to be a short review because I'm just highlighting what's different from the Fig Mini X. Besides the size, of course, as you see, the size is definitely bigger. And one thing that I do not like about this device is that it doesn't have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So that is a little bit of a bummer that the Fig Mini does have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, but the Fig Flip 2X, the bigger brother and more expensive, doesn't. So a little bit of a bummer right there. Personally, I prefer when they have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks. But the performance is just so much faster. It switches among the apps just way better. The calendar, as I showcased, is quite tiny still, but because of the larger screen, it just fills it and populates it better. You can see it better. And of course, you can still add a lot of the events and, things like that. So the performance of the device is, in my opinion, very good because it has more RAM and a larger processor, and it also has better band support. Before I continue, let me put the frequently asked questions here, as we always do that. And the camera is better at 8 megapixels, so I personally like that. The speaker is larger, just because it's a larger device, so it's quite better, for calls and especially speakerphone. But just the performance of the device, flipping between the apps right there is Waze, which locks way faster than the Mini X. And if you want to find something, you can just go there. It does have a capacitive touchscreen that you can use in order to make things easier, but you can also just use, the keyboard and you don't need to necessarily use the capacitive touchscreen. But as you see right there, I can go to like all of these different places if I'm trying to find for something. You don't have to shut it down. It can run in the background. You can flip. Again, this is 3 shortcuts that it has. You can go to kind of like extra options right here, especially on the messages. And the messages are really nice, actually. I mean, it does have predictive text right there. You can also change it to ABC with the star key, and you can double tap to get Gboard, and you can swipe type, or you can also load your language, which has the ability to have right there, and it's just kind of like picking up my voice and putting it to text, which is a very, very nice thing that not every flip phone does. Now, again, I'm not going to focus on the software because we saw that mainly on the Fig Mini X, but as you see right there, it does have a music player. It does have, a camera, which I'm going to be showcasing samples right now for you. But the device is just way faster, way better than the Fig Mini X. But it does have one compromise, and I would say that this is something that I personally think when I think of the competitors. So when it comes to the Fig Mini, I feel like it's definitely cheaper. It's at $250, whereas this one is at $350. And I feel like the competitors just kind of get a little bit more, kind of like different. So you have the Mindful phone, for example, which is a true competitor to the Fig Flip 2. And because the Fig Flip 2 is so large, then I do not know if that's something that you personally prefer, but the Fig Mini, smaller than the Mindful phone. When you open it, of course, it's a little bit larger, but not too large. But when it comes to the Fig Flip 2, it's just so much larger. It's definitely better when it comes to the reliability and how it flows through the menus. But I personally think that it's kind of like a drawback because of the pricing. Same thing with the Sunbeam F1 Pro. Like, you have the F1 Pro versus the Fig Flip 2. Different device, similar operating system, but definitely more optimized on the Sunbeam F1. And you kind of have to think like, okay, what am I getting this flip phone for? If you just want to get it for the basics and you want to have the ability to have Gboard right there, then I think it's a very good phone, But if you are looking at competitors at the $349 price, I feel like you're getting into a lot of competition. You are passing by already the competition on the TIC Mini, which has more availability for apps. So make sure to look at alternatives because that is the main drawback. The device is quite large. And also, it does have a bigger price point. But it works tremendously well. If you're looking for the Fig family of devices, I would get the Fig Flip 2 over the Fig Mini just because it feels more optimized, it feels faster, and it just flies through the menus. It goes, it has notes, it has camera. Again, it's very nice. The camera, I believe, is 8 megapixels, and again, I showcase some samples in there for you to see. But excellent device. But for $349, I would definitely start considering some of the alternatives, because there are other alternatives right there. Mindful Phone, TIC Mini, Sunbeam F1, Light Phone. So compare and contrast the features that you need for the device and whether it fulfills what you want it to do, instead of just, buying it blindly. I feel like the similar, Fig Mini X is more like, okay, it's cheaper, so, it has that advantage, but at $349 is competing, above its weight, I would say, except for that Gboard functionality, which is free, over the Sunbeam F1, which is paid. If you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices I have reviewed, make sure to let me know in the comments, and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.